part of our drill progression, okay? We call it strike from the knees. We do this drill every single day. This is our version of a get-off drill, all right? We're working on our eyes and we're working on our hands, okay? We'll also be getting in our body posture. We always want to play with a flat back, all right? So we're working our body posture on this as well. Coaching point, I want tight hands, all right? I want to play in handcuffs. I want to be wrist to wrist. I want my hands touching when I do this drill. When we talk about all of our stuff, we're always going to talk in extremes to get what we want in game day, okay? So if I talk about wrist to wrist and touching my hands when I strike, more than likely on game day I'm going to get what I want, all right? But again, we're going to talk in extremes so we can emphasize that, all right? I want my thumbs out. Again, I hear a lot of guys talk about thumb up. In a real situation, you coach thumb up, more than likely that thumb's going in. My elbow rotates out. I'm in a weaker position. Get the thumb out, get the elbows in the framework. That's going to get you in a nice, strong position, okay? Already talked about it. Want my elbows in. Get it inside your framework. You're stronger that way. I want to dig my fingertips in. I want to grab, okay? I want to grab. Don't place your hands on them. Grab. That's going to help you get control. And then again, we're training our eyes, okay? Eyes are something you got to train all the time, okay? So I want to laser beam my eyes where I'm striking, okay? It's going to help me be consistent with my hand placement, okay? So if we set up this drill, okay, you can do it however you want. There's a couple different ways that we set this drill up. Here we got agiles. Agiles are nice because it usually says like agile on it, so it gives you like something to punch, right? It gives them something they can look at and say, okay, A. I'm going to look at the A, I'm going to strike the A every single time, all right? A lot of times when you first do this drill, you're going to be coaching these guys a lot more than you're coaching them, okay? If you have the agile, you want to get it flush on the leg, okay? Flush on the leg so they have a good, strong striking surface, all right? Another thing, in all of our drills, we have our guys that aren't taking a rep coaching, okay? So they're taking mental reps when they're not taking a real rep, right? Coach the guys up. You as a coach, you only have one set of eyes. So that means I can only coach one dude at a time. So there's two guys in this clip that aren't getting coached by me, but they better be getting coached by somebody else, right? Every single rep needs to be coached, right? So they can get the correction, all right? I'm going to go to the next one here. So that would be the setup, okay? Coach is going to be in the middle. You can do it with 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter, depends on numbers. Whatever you feel is good for you, all right? The big thing I like here in this clip, right, we see the hand strain, right? You want to white knuckle this drill. You want to frickin' squeeze the pad, all right? You want to white knuckle it, all right? So I love that. Now, I'd like to see him with a little bit more thumb out, right? That's a thumb up. I want to get him in a more thumb out position, okay? The other thing I don't like about this, right, see how vertical we are, right? In a second, I'll get to it. We want to be in that flat back posture. But elbows are in the framework, right? And I can see him straining to squeeze the bag. That's awesome. That's what I want there. Okay, any drill work that we do from the ground, we're always going to do it simulating ball. So if you got a ball and a stick, that's awesome. We use a foot. So in this drill, coach is there. My foot's out on the ball, said hit, right? My foot moves, we should be striking. I'm not engaging my hips, nothing like that. I am literally just getting my hands to the bag as fast as I can, right? This is a get-off drill for us. Okay, so this is more the posture that I'm looking for when we do strike from the knees, okay? Again, this is a little bit different setup. We use a different pad, so if you don't have agiles available, you can use arm shields, right? I actually like those for hand placement. So I'll change the pad based off the day just to emphasize something different, okay? It also freshens up the drill, keeps it fresh for them, keeps them locked in. So you're doing the same drill, but you're just doing it a little bit different way, right? Keeps the guys locked in, all right? And again, the hand shields are nice because I have a bottom part of the bag that forces me to get that thumb out position, okay? And I like that. That's really good. Again, change the pad, get a little different look with it, okay? But same setup, no change. We're just getting the hands to the bag as fast as we can. And again, we're going to be in that flat back posture, right? We want to play in a flat back. We don't want to give a chest, all right? So right from strike from the knees, again, this is a drill we do every single day. We call it typewriter. Now we're adding in our first step, okay? It's the same drill. I'm coaching my hands, I'm coaching my eyes, I'm coaching posture, right? But now I'm adding in the first step. So we're doing it out of a stance. So after about day 1, day 2, right, I'll stop doing stance, and then we're coaching stance in this drill. So if somebody's still got a jacked up stance, I'll get it coached up during this drill. All right, so all the same coaching points from strike from the knees, right, for hands, elbows, eyes, all that stuff. Now I'm just coaching first step. I'm looking for a 2 to 4 inch step. All right, 2 to 4 inch step. If guys don't understand what a 2 to 4 inch step is, it's a 2 inch step. If they don't understand what that is, tell them pick it up, put it down. Eventually they'll get to where you want them to get. Again, talk in extremes to get what you want, right? Try to relate it to them as best you can. Give them a bunch of different ways to learn it. And then again, everyone's coaching. Okay, this drill's great because you can go straight from strike from the knees. There is no transition at all, right? You go straight from strike from the knees right to typewriter. Okay, so you're not wasting any time. Okay, now we're in a stance. Again, you're going to end up probably coaching these guys a ton, all right? As I'm on the agile, you got to use agile for this one, but as I'm on the agile, right, that guy's got to lean on him. He's got to give him pressure. Okay, you don't want to be a fish and be wobbling around. Again, you want to give him a good striking surface because he's going to be leaning on the pad. All right, the reason we want the head on the pad is because if I want to make sure that I keep my pad level down, right? I don't want my head raising up through the agile pad. Okay, if this is my butt and this is my head, I just want to pivot. I just want to pivot. My hips should sink and my head should stay in one spot. All right, again, we're working that first step and then getting into our good pad level. All right, same setup, okay, getting off on coach's snap, right? So essentially what did we get to from here? Strike from the knees. We're just adding in that first step, okay, and working on getting great pad level, okay? So all the same coaching points, and again, our guys are coaching. His eyes are down, coaching hands. His eyes are down, coaching hands. Their eyes are down, coaching their first step. So if I don't see something, they get it corrected. And then when they're taking a rep, they're also refreshing it for themselves and taking a mental rep as well. All right? So again, go right to typewriter. We're looking for that nice tight first step, sinking the hips. Here's a great picture from the back of what we're looking for with that first step. Nice tight first step, right? Nice tight first step, 2 to 4 inches. Hips sink, okay? That's going to get us nice bend, good pad level. Okay, let's look at the guy over here on the right. All right, when I take a big step, notice how big of a step he takes. I got to clear room somehow. So to get my knee through, that's going to pick my chest up. Now I'm playing tall. Now I'm getting knocked back instead of me knocking back in the old lineman. Okay, so I got to take a nice tight first step so that I can keep my pad level down. All right, and then again, hands and all that stuff, we're coaching that, right? But big emphasis here is first step. And then same thing other way. Okay, now we're going to move into our feet. Now we're going to actually do the knockoff piece of our knockoff, right? Okay, we're going to work our base, we're going to work our feet, and again, we're going to keep that nice flat back body posture. All right? Coaching points. I want a wide base. When I get narrow as a D lineman, that's when O linemen are going to twist and turn me and put me on the ground. I'm not very effective when I'm on the ground. So I want to keep a wide base so that I have balance. I want to grab grass. Talk about cutting the grass with my feet. I don't want to be a baby giraffe and take huge, big steps. I want to cut grass with my cleats, right? I should be trimming the top of the turf or the grass with the bottom of my cleats, right? Don't pick your cleats up a ton. Bending, I want to be 90, 90, 90, hips, knees, and ankles, all right? I want to finish with my hands above my eyes. That means I'm lifting that man up, right? I don't want to push straight through. I want to lift. I want to change that spine angle of that man, right? If we can get him in what I call a reverse C, a lot of times I'm winning that rep, okay? And then get on your insteps. Get as many cleats in the ground as you can. All right, so we set it up here. There's a couple different ways we'll do it to emphasize different things, okay? But pretty easy setup. One guy's on offense, one guy's on defense. We'll get locked up tight, okay? When you first do it, you might have guys start with their hands fully extended, get them locked up tight. Again, we got to explode out. All right, let's watch the man in the middle. This is a really good rep. Again, we're 90, 90, 90, hips, ankles, and knees. Okay, we want to start with our hands and our eyes on the same plane. Okay, if my eyes are above my hands, now I'm going to have to stop my feet to get what I want with a spine angle change. So I need to get my hands and eyes on the same plane. That way I'm lifting and changing that guy's spine angle. So as we watch this rep here, right? We're exploding and lifting up, right? My feet are grabbing grass. My feet are grabbing grass. Okay, that's a good rep, right? We notice here we got narrow base. And again, we're not going to be as powerful because we're not getting any lift. We're almost pushing down in that rep there, all right? This is really what we're looking for right here. This is a really good rep, right? I want to get this guy in this position right here. That's beautiful. If we can get O-lineman in that position, we're going to win every single rep, all right? And again, we're knocking off, right? Hands finish above eyes, and we're grabbing grass. Okay, this is one variation that we'll do. We put the agile between their legs. This is going to emphasize base so their feet can't get narrow, right? Put the agile there, help them keep their feet wide. Nothing different, right? We're coaching the same stuff, only adding the agile so that we emphasize something different. Okay, I don't have any film of this, but I have a wrapped up towel. I taped a towel. It's about this wide, okay? I'll put it in between their elbows. That way we're forcing them to squeeze the towel in their elbows to keep their hands tight so we're not getting flared elbows, okay? Same drill. Adding a little something to emphasize something different, okay? And again, it keeps it fresh. It's the same drill, but it's different for the players. Okay, now we're doing disadvantage knockoff, okay? Now I've been reached. Every single D lineman that's ever played football and will play football will get reached at some point in time. So now we got to get our hips back over the top so that we can play two gaps, all right? So nothing changed, feet-based posture, right? I'm knocking the man off. Now I'm just adding a steer. Okay, so I'm going to have leverage on one shoulder, and now I'm steering. Okay, same principles apply. When I steer, I have a post arm, pin arm. My post arm needs to go on a 45 because I want to get some lift. I shouldn't see shoulders going like this. Shoulders need to lift. I need to get him in this position, soften that shoulder. Right? If I get him in this position, I'm going to win the rep. All right, and then my pin arm, so that's my backside hand, I'm just taking my elbow to my belly button, right? That's going to get his shoulders open. Now I can find the ball through his armpit, all right? So again, easy transition from knockoff. Now we just do disadvantage. Get a guy heavy on a shoulder, okay? And again, it's knockoff, but now I'm disadvantaged. One thing you'll notice, these reps are pretty good. I never want to lose ground. I don't want to go lateral. Everything we do is going vertical. If I get a vertical base block, it's going to be straight vertical. Right? If I'm getting reached one way or the other, I'm still going vertical, but it might be on a 45. It's all about knocking the man back. Okay? So as we're doing this drill, we don't want to lose ground to get my hips over the top. I want to knock him off and steer my hips over the top. All right? So as we play this clip, this is a pretty good rep right here. Right? We're getting vertical, we're steering, and eventually my hips will get over the top, again, allowing me to play two gaps. All right? And all the stuff we talked about in knockoff still applies. Let me get to a rep here. Okay, this is what we don't want, right? Notice what we got going on with our feet here. Pretty much everybody's doing it. Losing ground, going laterally. That's not what you want to see. We're going vertical through the shoulder. It's going to be a 45, but everything we do is going vertical. All right? We do not want to lose ground. When we're losing ground, that means O-linemen are taking us for a ride. All right?